Section B, Squares and Square Roots.
In this section, we're going to take a look at the expansive world of roots. There are many different types of roots, but we're going to start with square ones and work our way up.
Remember when we see something like 9 squared or 7 squared, that means we multiply the base 2 times. So 9 squared equals 9 times 9, or 81. And 7 squared equals 7 times 7, or 49. Well, finding the square root is just like doing the opposite of finding the square. Check it out.
See how 9 squared equals 81? Well, that means the square root of 81 is 9. Same thing with 7. 7 squared equals 49. So the square root of 49 equals 7. The square root of a number is simply the original number we multiplied 2 times. We use this symbol here to mean square root. It's called the radical.
This just in, the radical means we take the square root of a number. The number underneath the radical is called the radicand, and the whole kit and caboodle is called the radical expression. Let's go now to Carrie Curtis live on MathCam for more. Carrie?
That's right, Ralph. And we've been out here all day asking people that one key question. What do you do with the radical once you found the square root? Here's what they had to say.
When you find the square root, you just chuck it.
You heard it here first, folks. When you find the square root, you just chuck the radical. I'm Ralph Newsman. Good night.
So if we saw the number 25 under a radical, that means we want the square root of 25. Well, what number multiplied 2 times equals 25? The answer is 5. So 5 is the square root of 25. We express this by writing a plain 5 and getting rid of the radical.
Now in the math community, or in one of your books, you might see a formula with some letters in it to explain the square root. Let's see what it looks like so it won't catch you off guard.
If you come across this, the number c is the square root of a if c squared equals a. Don't worry, this is just the letter version of what we've been doing with numbers. See how it works if we substitute the number 36 for a? Now what number multiplied 2 times equals 36? We figure out that c equals 6, because we know that 6 times 6 equals 36.
Okay, now that we've got that down, in this jungle of roots, there's something else we've got to look out for. We know the square root of 36 is 6 because 6 times 6 equals 36. But negative 6 times negative 6 also equals 36 because 2 negatives multiplied together equal a positive. This means that negative 6 is also a square root of 36. Let's look at this in more detail.
So how do I know when to give the negative answer or the positive answer?
Well, there's just a little something you got to watch out for. You got to pay attention to the way things are written.
When we see a radical sign, just a plain old granola natural no frills radical sign, it means we're looking for the positive square root of that number. See here, the square root of 9 is 3. Easy, right?
Now, if we want the negative root of a number, we'll see it written like this, with the negative sign in front of the radical. Not under the radical, but in front of it. This means we want the negative square